guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be reacting to
things Americans get wrong about Europe.
Long held as a land of culture, etiquette, sophistication, elegance, free healthcare, and pretentious intellectual snobs whose lungs are more full of their own farts than the average 13-year-olds are of questionable fruit-flavored cancer fumes from bright-colored Chinese sticks. For the longest time, Europe has been held by many Americans as this vastly superior promised land and an example to Republicans on how to run social policies.
Ooh.
And me, as a pretentious, fart-sniffing European myself, I'm here to tell you, my dear American friend, that you are wrong, as Europe is much more different than what many over the seas will lead you to believe. So here's a video on all the things Americans get wrong about Europe. One of the biggest arguments I hear about Europe being propagated by smug Europeans with an EU flag as their profile picture on Twitter, or American leftists that gag at the mere mentioning of the word America, is that Europe is super walkable and a wonderland that made the car obsolete, and we all live in a car-free utopia and happily ride the super cheap and affordable and plentiful public transportation.
Americans shouldn't really have to wake up at 6:30 for school in day.
I mean, I woke up at 6:45, I think, in Lithuania. What's wrong with 6? Sometimes 6:30. I even wake up earlier. I don't. What?
And let me tell
I
you,
know you woke up super early for your school, but that's because you have to take a bus, right? Yeah.
something. That is not really the case. To be fair, Europe certainly is more walkable and less car-friendly than America. And Europeans absolutely have more public transportation options and utilize public transport more than Americans. There's no arguing with that. However, many European states, Western and Eastern alike, still rely on using cars quite frequently. Many European cities are quite large and densely populated. As a result, using public transportation becomes quite uncomfortable as there are so many people packed together. Thus, many opt out to
Yeah. That's the thing, you know, when we do these European reactions, and always like public transport. Yeah, this is what public transport looks
using
like.
public transportation becomes quite uncomfortable.
Like in the rush hour, I do not want to take no public transport.
Oh, this is
No,
rush
rush,
hour.
of course, yeah. Like if you're gonna go somewhere at like 11 a.m., probably
But
fine. But
don't they pass frequently?
yeah, but
Why
there's
are so many people still?
because people don't have cars. Because that's what I'm
But
saying.
it's frequent.
Yes, but there's shitload of people who take it too. So that's what I'm saying. Like in one of the videos, I said that even if America did have better public transit, I wouldn't be using it. I don't want to use it. I want to use a car for this reason. I don't want to be like, you know, brushing shoulders with everybody.
But if people have the choice, like, to use a car, it wouldn't be packed because
Yeah,
it'd be split.
they don't have a choice. The cars are expensive, gas is expensive, getting driver's license is actually expensive. Because here, driver's license is like, what, $100? 150? How much is driver's
Really?
license?
Is that 150?
So how much is it?
I think it was like 55, 60.
Okay, even less. Cool. In Lithuania, it's over 1,000 euros.
No.
Yeah, to get you
that's
have
crazy.
yes, you have to take the classes for like pass the course. So the course itself.
You're talking about
have
the,
to.
the
Yes,
okay.
you have to
Maybe
pass the
a little
course.
bit more than here. For to take the, I thought you just said to get the license, to redo the
No,
license.
but here you don't have to take no course.
Oh.
You read the book by yourself. You practice. You take the. That's it. You go drive with your parents wherever. That's it. In Europe, again, can't speak for all Europe. Speaking for Lithuania, you have to go take like a month-long classes, which is like over 1,000 euros, and then take the exam. I think it's about 1,500, honestly, 1,500
that's
euros.
a lot.
That's a luxury. Having driver's license in Lithuania is a luxury. Having a car is more so a luxury.
Do you think there's less accidents if you have to go through so much?
Yes, that is
That's
true.
nice.
I would say European
So
drivers are
safer.
better than here. Not safe completely, but you know why it's not necessarily safer. I think the roads, because the highways here are so much bigger. Like, for example, Lithuania, a lot of like the small, like the 2-lane roads, Here, it's not really that common to have 2-lane roads. It's usually like 5 lanes. So it's in that sense, the roads are safer, but the drivers are better in Europe. Yeah.
Comfortable as there are so many people packed together. Thus, many opt out to purchase a car and use it to get around the city. So, many renowned European cities such as London, Paris, Rome, Athens, and Istanbul, and anywhere else you can think of that has a population of over 1 million, hell, even 500,000, are renowned for having horrendous and congested traffic. Another issue is that if you happen to live in a smaller town or even in a more rural settlement and need to go between cities, your options for public transport get quite limited. As a result, many Europeans still rely on a car as their main mode of transport. This is more of a case in Eastern and Central Europe, but still very much alive in the West as well. And just because there is public transportation doesn't necessarily mean it's cheap. Using public transportation within cities in Germany and Finland can cost up to €3 for a ticket, and if you don't book your ticket for the train in Spain or Italy in time, the cost can add up. And taking a train cross-country almost anywhere can easily be over €50 and above. It's certainly better than in America, but it certainly is no transportation utopia.
Jestem chirurgiem. Jestem chirurgiem.
One of the more annoying aspects of American politics is this insistence on the American far left that America should be like Europe and utilize free healthcare. First of all, our healthcare isn't free. Europeans, no matter the country we live in, have substantially larger taxes than those in America. A lot of this taxation goes into funding our healthcare. Unlike in America, more often than not, you pay the same tax percentage no matter your income. Thus, in many ways, European taxes are regressive compared to the American tax system. To be fair, you certainly do pay less than in America regarding your healthcare. However, a lot of times, our systems are quite inefficient. A lot of times, to get any serious surgery or procedure.
Yeah, so I was just talking with my parents about this the other weekend because we were talking about this, the free healthcare in Europe. It's not exactly free. Like, it's free, yeah, it is free, but oftentimes you gotta go to a private clinic, which you still have to pay out of pocket. Because the public is just, the wait times are so long. Like,
what's the wait time?
Can be like 3 months if you need something.
But an emergency.
Well, emergency is emergency, but if you just need something done, like not an emergency.
A lot of people are sick in Europe?
It's doesn't have to be sick. If you need like a checkup, it can be like a 2-3 month wait time. Or like, you need something done faster, like you go to a private clinic, so it's not exactly free. Like, it can be free, but you gotta wait. You know what I'm saying? So if oftentimes people, especially if you have money, you choose to skip the free and still pay for it,
Procedure done, you
but
don't
you
have to wait
have
a
option
decent.
of free.
You do have an option
That's
for
still
yes.
good.
Well, it's as the guy is saying, it's not exactly free because you are paying more in tax, so it comes out of the tax, So it's trade-off, I guess.
Amount of time on a waiting list to get it done. The UK's NHS is one of the most nefarious examples of this inefficiency, and throughout Eastern and Central Europe, the situation isn't that far off. The only time that you'll get priority is if you have been already diagnosed and are in a serious trouble. However, to get the diagnosis in the first place can take some time to see a specialist because there's a huge waiting queue. As a result, many opt to use private healthcare and private insurance because of this. Although the additional safety net
and you
is
still
appreciated.
pay? You cannot opt out?
Private.
No,
What do you mean?
I'm saying if you don't want to use the free route, can you opt out of the free and get your own provider?
Through taxes?
Yeah,
No.
you can opt out.
Tax is flat is the same
So
rate.
you pay that and you pay private.
If you choose to do so, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That here, it often becomes quite a burden because of its inefficiency and hit on your wallet due to the high tax rates. And unlike in America, you can opt out of paying government health care. Whether you use it or not, you're stuck paying these ridiculously high tax rates even if you switch to private health care. Another thing that Europeans...
Yeah, the healthy lifestyle is heavily exaggerated, like when we see it in these reactions too.
I was shocked to watch like Love is Blind from different countries, and I see these countries who are big. I say, wow.
Yeah, we've seen that they're not as far off from Americans as it used to be, for sure.
How they are healthier than those fat American slobs that ride mobility scooters to Walmart to get their government unregulated GMO enhanced.
I would say the obese, like the 400 pounds people, maybe not to that extent. Like there isn't as many like that in Europe, But like what you would consider fat, yeah, there's a good amount of fat people.
He's from a camp, and to be fair, there is some truth to this. Maybe not even some, but a lot. Europe has certainly better food regulation, they have more walkable cities, and the government encourages more healthy activities in the youth. However, on average, 53% of EU citizens are overweight, as their BMI is over 25. In particular, 54% of Germany's population is overweight, 60% of Hungary's, 60% of Czechia's, 65% of Croatia's, 56% of Portugal's, and 58% of Greece's. Again, not as bad as the US, but certainly not the flex many think it is. Although on average Europeans still have a smaller obesity rate than Americans, Europeans smoke and consume way more alcohol and caffeine than the average American. It is not uncommon for teenagers to start smoking young, not just in Eastern Europe, but Western as well, and for them to also start drinking early and go bar hopping. So yes, Europeans are technically more healthy than Americans, but you give some, you take some. So this one's a bit more niche, as it's not propagated by that many Americans, but still is here and there by the less educated ones. And that is that Europe is one singular cohesive entity with singular policies, goals, and interests, which simply isn't true. Although the EU has unified us in many ways, Europe is still a continent and not a single country with a central federal government. A lot of countries until quite recently were historical enemies with each other. Today, although that is no longer the case, many still do what's best for their own nation and interests and act independently of the others. What's law in one country won't necessarily be true in the other. Even in politics, countries must form coalitions and persuade others to push EU laws, and the process is quite slow and bureaucratic. Although we are much more unified than before, we're definitely not unified as much as America. Finally, we have to talk about America's leftists' favorite talking point, and that is that Europe is a far less progressive paradise. And again, to be fair, European states are more akin to the classic welfare state model. However, they're not socialist or super left, the way American politicians such as Bernie Sanders claim. Many European states have extremely business-friendly laws, despite their high taxes. Sanders, when he praised the socialist system of the Scandinavian countries, actually warranted a response from the Danish government, which proclaimed that they are a free market economy and not a socialist one, like he claimed. Private enterprise is encouraged, and many hate to be referred to as socialists, especially in Eastern Europe. Although many nations are LGBT friendly, the average European is arguably more socially conservative than your average American, especially concerning trans rights. For example, Ireland technically only legalized divorce in 1996, and Switzerland fully ratified women's suffrage in 1990. Of course, the big...
Wow, 1990? Wow. That is fucking late.
Cities are extremely progressive, just like any city on the American coast, yet Europeans in general are still more suspicious of immigrants and foreigners than Americans. It is also quite difficult for immigrants to be accepted by the population. Assimilation culture in Europe is more lacking than America, and many immigrants whose families have been here for generations are still regarded as outsiders, be it for the factors of their own making or the factors outside of their control. I mean, just ask the average European what he thinks about the gypsies, and you'll know what I'm talking about. In conclusion, I love the shit out of Europe, and there is a reason I've chosen to make it my home instead of America. But misrepresentation helps no one, and
Where?
Where what?
Where he makes it his home?
In Europe.
But where?
Oh, I think in Serbia.
honesty is the best policy. Let me know what you think. What misconceptions about your country/continent bother you? Let me know in the comments
How old is this video? I feel like these are no longer misconceptions.
section down below.
What do you... I feel like these are a lot of misconceptions. I feel
so?
like this was a great video, actually. Brought a lot of light to what... Yeah, it's December last year. It's a fairly recent video. Yeah, because honestly, a lot of videos do glorify transportation, the free transportation, the healthcare.
Oh, I was thinking about my outlook.
No, it's not it's more so about what we react to.
Oh.
It's like, because basically, I feel like all these points he kind of pointed out, maybe except the one country thing. I don't know. I've never really heard that. I'm sure some people do think that, but I'm not.
No.
But a lot of like reaction we do. Oh, we moved to Europe, and you know why I like Europe better. Yeah, it's a lot of them talk about these points that he pointed out, and well, I like what he did here. He kind of proved that some of it is true, but it's not like. It's not exactly grass is greener on the other, because a lot of videos do portray it to be like that, you know. So, very, I like this video. I think he did a good job here. Yeah.
I think what I would do, like if I was to be like a European to navigate, I would think you would have to really prioritize keeping your health up, because you don't want to have to go to the hospital.
Well, but it's not just European. Anywhere you live, you should do that.
But
either way,
I don't think like we have so much of an issue of getting care. Like I could find.
Oh yeah, if you have money, of course.
No, but but no, we have like here a system where you can find what you can pay for to get a service for healthcare. It may not be the best, but you will find some sort of care. And the thing is, I would never think, oh, I have to wait 3 months before I get an appointment. But then again, I wouldn't know if I don't have a particular ailment that I need a specialist.
Yeah, this is. I think it's important to understand too. It's very niche thing.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like if you need your foot looked at. I think my father needed like his heel looked at. He had like if he wanted to just go to like a public like healthcare heel, you know, to check out his heel. That's why I think he was like a 3-month wait time. So he had to go pay like $100 or something to go get privately checked out. Yeah. Yeah, so it's like non-emergency, but still like bothersome. Like if you know if you like your shoulder hurts, you don't know what the fuck, you need an X-ray. You want to wait? Yeah, wait. You know, or you're gonna. So it's that kind. It's definitely not like, oh shit, I'm having a heart attack. Let me wait for 3 months. It's not that. You know?
And I think for when it comes to transportation, I think I would have really tried to go in not the peak hours.
I would not use public transport. I never like public transport. I do not want to.
It seems like you have no choice.
No, you have a choice. It's free.
But it's quite costly.
It is costly, but I do not like public transport. I never like public transport.
Good savings to do that.
Okay, I will say the only country I ever liked public transport was London. I liked metro. Aside from that, it's just something about it was cool. But once again, not the rush hours. But still, that was when I was a kid. As an adult, I do not want to use public transport. I'm a grown ass man. What the fuck? I need to share my transport with somebody. No, I don't want to share.
Okay. Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord, and as always, share as much kindness as possible.